Hi you guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. So for today's video, we are going to be doing a makeover on one of my best friends. She's also a stylist and educator here at Jessi Styles. Her name is Addie. I'll put her Instagram right here. I'm sure you guys recognize her. So we are going to be changing it up a little bit. She is brunette and she's wanting to stay brunette, but we're gonna be adding a little bit of depth into her hair and also giving her dimension at the same time. Brunettes are so fun because there are so many options with adding dimension and depth, and it's just so fun because no two brunettes are ever the same. So if you're interested in watching how we do her color and extensions, stay tuned. Okay, so this is Addie's before. As you can see, she has some faded out highlights, so we're gonna be toning those down, and we're also going to be deepening her base. So this isn't a super crazy transformation by any means, but I did wanna show you guys what I would do for a process like this because I don't wanna just slap on an all over color and make her look flat. So I am going to be parting her down the middle and then just dividing it into two sections. And then we are going to be taking Goldwell color-ons and doing a root retouch on her. And I'm going to be applying this just everywhere she has natural regrowth. She is a brunette naturally, but she does want to just kind of like deepen it a little bit and give it a little more depth. So that's what we're going to be doing here. And then I'm not going to touch her ends until we get to the bowl. So here we are using Goldwell color-ons, and I did a 4N, and then I did a little bit of a 3N as well. And this is just going to give her a deeper base. But what I love about Goldwell color-ons is it has really good coverage, but it's not too harsh. If I were to go through and use permanent color, which I have done on processes like this, I feel like a lot of the times it just goes too harsh. If you've been watching my channel for any amount of time, you probably know that I really only use permanent color when I'm doing gray coverage. So since she doesn't have any grays to cover, I'm just going to be using color-ons because it covers well, it holds on good, but it's not going to be too harsh. It looks really natural and blended, which is amazing. So what I like to do is do the two quadrants, and then I like to just do everything on the outside of those quadrants. So I'm just basically following that line down the middle, and then I'll just go around her hairline on the bottom and the top, and then I go through and do each section individually after that. I feel like this is the best way to properly get everything applied and also keep it really clean. So that's what I'm doing here, and I'm using the Framar Big Daddy brush. This is my go-to for root retouches or anything like this because it has those wider bristles and it covers more space. So I feel like this is kind of one of those examples of work smarter, not harder, because you can get more done, cover more as you go, but it also is like a really smooth brush to use. I love the bristles and the flexibility it has. I don't like using stiff brushes when it comes to something like this because it's harder to blend your product in. And then when you're going through and dividing the hair and taking little sections, you want to make sure you keep those sections pretty small. You don't want to go too heavy. You want to keep them thin so that you're getting everything covered. And then I'm not really doing a specific pattern. I am basically just kind of covering everything and then bringing it down lower in the back so that it is a little brighter in the front. We're not necessarily trying to look bright in the front or putting highlights in, but we are just doing the root coverage, and then I'm just going to be bringing it down further in the back because that mimics how the sun would naturally touch her hair anyway. All right, I'm the worst, and I actually forgot to get footage at the bowl when I was toning her, so I'm just gonna explain what I did. We rinsed out this root color after it sat for about 35 minutes, and then I applied Redken Shades EQ 7P 7NB to all of the rest of the hair, so her mids and ends. That's one of my favorite toners if you want like a nice beigey caramel. I don't want to tone her highlights down completely. I just didn't want them as light as they were, because you'll see in the next shot that we did put extensions in, and we did a solid dark dark color, but then we also did a color that had a little bit of a highlight to it. So my goal was to match her mids and ends to the highlight color in the extensions, and it ended up blending perfectly, which was amazing. I always like to comb down after applying so that everything blends really smoothly. If you're not doing anything to the ends, then make sure you have them covered in Olaplex so this doesn't transfer, because since I am toning her down, I didn't put Olaplex on, and then we are just letting that process. Then now we are back from the toning and she's all dry, and now we are putting extensions in. So the two colors that we chose to do are Bailey and Trini. Bailey is like a level 3 all over solid dark, so that basically matches the root color we did on her. And then the Trini is a highlighted brunette shade, and it has a darker brown in it, and then it also has more of like a beigey caramel tone that's on the cooler side. So it matches what we did to her hair perfectly, and I love mixing and matching extension colors when it comes to both brunettes and blondes, because you can create a really dimensional color. And you can see here that it's just like a beautiful peekaboo, and then the darker colors that we did add depth. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. It was just kind of a small tutorial on how I do root retouches, and then also just a little bit of how I'm doing her extensions. We did do one row of cozy wefts, and then I'm just adding tape-ins around to fill it in. So let me know if you liked this video and what you would like to see in the future. Thank you so much for watching, and have a great day.